Hi everyone, let's go over my bullish and bearish Elliott Wave scenarios on Bitcoin, starting on the low time frame with the bullish but eventually bearish scenario, where we're looking for a three-wave structure to the downside in an impulse, wave 1, 2, 3, or a wave A, B, C. In both cases, we are looking for a 5-wave impulsive structure over here, where we then have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wave 5 finished, after which we now look for a retracement to the upside in 2 or B. The most common target area for a wave 2 is between the 382 and the 886, which is between 44.4k and 48.3k, and the most common retracement target for a wave 2 is the blue zone here between the 05 and 786, which is between 45.2k and 47.4k. So far, only the 0.236 has been hit, which is a very rare target for both a wave 2 and a wave B, and it is very unlikely that after the high over here you're going to get a wave 3 or a wave C to the downside in this scenario. So pretty much in this scenario we are then looking for a flat structure where you want to see a wave C towards the upside, which then results in this scenario over here. In this scenario, we are looking for a three-wave structure in a wave A, three-wave structure in a wave B, which is most commonly a zigzag structure in a 5, a 3, and then we want to see a 5-wave move to the downside, either finished or still one more low, as arguably we are still looking for a wave 4 and a wave 5, after which we then want to see price moving towards the upside. In this scenario, the low that we have at the moment took the liquidity of this wick, but we still have two other lows left as well, just below the range that price is forming locally. The most common target for a wave B in an expanding flat is between the 1.236 and the 1.38 Fibonacci, taken from the low to the high of wave A, which, as you can see, is where price is bouncing at the moment, and we are then still looking for a move to the upside in a wave C, which should be an impulsive structure to the upside in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the most common target for your wave C is between the two 1.618. One is a trend-based fib pool from the low to the high of A to the low we have at the moment, and the other one is a Fibonacci from the high to the low that we have at the moment, giving you a target area between 44k and 45.4k. However, if price is going to move into this area, the probabilities are very high you're going to move towards the higher end of this target area because of the daily gap that we have here as well. On the daily time frame, we have this gap. We had a big candle to the downside, creating a gap on the daily, which has been tested once, twice, and if we test it 3 times, probabilities are very high. You're just going to fill the gap and move towards the upside, which is at 45.5k. And we also have a resistance area just a little bit higher at 45.9 and 46.7k. So the probabilities really increase for price to move towards this blue resistance area here the moment we move towards the upside in a potential flat. Now, more locally, we are then looking for an ABC structure in this wave B, of course, because we are looking for a zigzag in this scenario, where we then have a 5-wave structure that we're looking for in C. Now, at the moment, you can see that pretty much we have a 3-wave structure, so the probabilities would say that we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more low in a wave 5. We are at the 1.618, which is a common target for a wave C, so that is at least something that we have to keep in mind. And if price is hitting this 0.618 at 42k, which is taken from this high to the low, it decreases the probabilities for a wave 4. It increases the probabilities to continue to the upside. So the 618 is very, very important in this scenario at 42k. Very locally, on pretty much the 3-5 minute time frame, price hit the 886 from the low. If you take a fib from the low to the high, this moved to the downside, retraced to the 886, increasing the probabilities for any move to the upside to be a wave C or a wave Y, which increases the probabilities to come back down later to take the double bottom. For a wave 2, the 886 is a very rare retracement target, so it decreases the probabilities that any structure here is a wave 3 compared to more corrective structures. If we look at an impulse to the downside, then we are looking for a 5-wave structure in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where inside this wave 5 we are still looking for lower prices to come, because we are then looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. At least a double 4, 5 is needed to cope with the double 1, 2 that we have at the beginning. So in this scenario, lower targets become more interesting, where we have the golden box between 38.6 and 39k, and the area here between 37.7 and 36.3k with some additional support areas. Important is that price is not hitting this 618 though at 42k, as that would invalidate a local wave 4 in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because the common targets for a wave 4 are the 0.236 to the 0.5 Fibonacci. In this scenario, you can see that wave 3 is quite short. If you pull a trend-based subextension from the high of 1 to the low of 1 to the end of 2, then the 1-to-1 was pretty much the target for this wave 3. Now, the minimum requirement is that wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest wave in an impulsive structure. But as you can see, it is not the shortest wave because it passed the 1-to-1. However, it is also not extended, which is what you usually want to see for wave 3. And it does open the door for this potential wave 5 to be extended, and therefore this wave 5 to be longer than it usually is. As usually when a wave 3 is extended, wave 1 and wave 5 are similar in price and time. However, in this case, wave 3 is not really extended, so there is the possibility wave 5 might be an extended structure. Now, volume is also important. We definitely want to see more lower lows in this scenario, because currently the highest volume is in the low. That is very wave C-ish, and in an impulse what we are looking for is at least more lows to be made on eventually lower volume, where we are looking for 4-5-4-5s, where the volume is moving down as price is moving down as well. Now, in this scenario, we are looking for this sub-degree count inside the wave 5. So we are then looking for wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That's what we're looking for, so more downside expected. The 0.618 at 42k should not be hit. I quickly want to highlight how one could know, based on Elliott waves, we were going to have a move towards the downside, and that has to do with the structure that we have up here. So yesterday we were looking initially for a potential zigzag to the upside here in an ABC towards the blue target box. Very, very interesting. But as an Elliott wave analyst, we also have to be ready for potential changes, right? So in an ABC, we're looking for a 5, 3 and a 5 wave move for a C to the upside. However, before the big drop started, we analyzed this part to the upside, and here wave B went to the 886. That's a rare target for a wave 2, right? And common for a wave B. Increasing the probabilities, the next move up is a wave C, so that is corrective. But then we move down and up again, ABC, WXY, most common target for wave Y here between the 1 and the 1.236. Nicely respected, increasing the probabilities for a move to the downside. The 1 to the 1.236, by the way, taken from the low to the high of W to the low of X. So once we started to see a rejection over here and some very low time frame bearish CVD divergences as well, it increased the probabilities for price to move towards the downside. If we look at the CVD divergences, then we do have some bullish CVD divergences here at the low, but these already played out as price took this high. So this is now neutralized, and we have to wait and see what price is going to form with regards to the CVD divergences. And if we then look at the probabilities of the different scenarios, then on the micro, we hit that 886 as explained, which does increase the probabilities a bit for a move to the upside to be corrective. So that is why we just have to be aware of the potential of putting one more low in and grab the liquidity of the other lows that we didn't yet get. But it also, of course, opens the door for a potential continuation to the downside, where on the low time frame we are at the moment neutral, right? Price is ranging. That is exactly what we wanted to see yesterday during the live stream as well. And the probabilities for a flat increase if price hits the 0.618 at 42k. So if price moves to the upside, hits the 0.618, probabilities increase to see a wave C towards the upside, where then we're going to look for targets around 45 to 46k. I hope that this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use in my opinion, which is the CVD. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'd like to see you at the next one. Bye bye.